sprite animations of the Ruby's Adventure game, but I made a streaming error of using the bandwidth test and did the whole stream without actually streaming to anyone, so that was good. So hopefully today we'll have a little bit more of a bit more success. So yeah, I'm sorry I have skipped a little bit. So this sprite animation one I've already done. So we're moving on to the projectiles today. Guess I could give you a little bit of the sprite animation. I mean, it was good. It went fairly flawlessly. I've had issues in the past with the versions being incorrect, but it's quite in depth. Messed around with the animations, animated controllers, and things like that. And I'll quickly show what the scene looks like now. Um, after doing that previous one before I dive into the projectile one. So as you can see, there's now animations on both the robots and on Ruby herself. So it's looking a little bit more like a game. You know, not that static objects just moving, sliding around the scene, which is good. So yeah, we'll crack on. What have we got today? So let's go back out to this here. Yeah, so we've got, here we go, back to the project. We have World Interactions Projectile. So I think we should probably get this done today. An hour. Yeah, we'll easily get this done. I think most of them are taking a little less time than what they've stated. So we'll see how we get on. So here we haven't got any tutorial materials to download this time, so we'll jump straight in. Okay, so now you look at how you can create your projectiles. Yeah, so last time with this Ruby, there's a controller that was added. Here it is. So if we go to Window, Animator. So we created these like different animation states and blend trees. One of them, which was launch here, which has got, I think, some behavior already baked into it in terms of the transitions for the animations, but we haven't actually done the basically the code for that yet. So we'll yeah, we'll jump in and follow this tutorial, and I should fill out that. So here we go. Okay. Art sprites, visual effects, called Cog Bullet. Change the pixel per unit to 300. Into the hierarchy window. So let's do this. Visual effects, Cog Bullet. Right, pixels per unit, 300. Apply it. And then we'll drag it into the hierarchy view. Let's have a look. So I've got it here. It's a weird bullet, but hey, let's okay, so we've done that. Yeah. Needs a box collider 2D and a rigid body 2D. Yeah, because it will need to bounce off stuff, but it will also hit things and need to do like a trigger. Yeah. Growth scale of the rigid body set to 0. Yeah, because we also don't want to have any gravity on this, otherwise it'll just fall down the screen. Okay, let's do that then. So we need rigid body 2D. Gravity scale 0. We also need a collision box collider 2D as well. Z is 0, isn't it? That's something I've had issues with in the past, is this Z property being set, and it's messed up a lot of the collisions in the past, so I'm going to keep checking that from now on. Constraints, probably freeze rotation Z again, so you also don't want to do that. That they said is fine as the full box, so I think that's fine there. Let's go back. Let's create a new script called Projectile in the scripts folder. Yep. Giving a force to a rigid body if it's okay. So projectile script. Well, we've got those scripts. Great. C# script or projectile. No Let's see what the VS Code looks like here. Yeah, something I've noticed in the new versions that I've not been able to use the update function. I've had to use the fixed update in a lot of these scenarios. So I'll have to see how we get on. Okay. Create rigid body 2D variable. Yeah. And get the component. And then we'll have a new one called launch. Okay. So rigid body, which is all lowercase, I think. 2D. I think he's happy with that. That's that bit. So, and then we want to create void. Is it public? Void. It's called launch, I believe. Launch. Can't remember what it took though. Let's have a little look. Public void launch. It takes a direction, vector, and force. Direction times force. Okay. Right, here we are. Vector 2. Rigid body dot add force. So, oh, add force. That's capital A. I keep forgetting that. Okay. The create function called launch. It's a parameter and a float force uses to move the rigid body. Yeah, because you want to detect collision, you will need an on collision enter function. Okay. Enter 2D. Collision 2D. There. Let's just double check this. I always spell this incorrectly. On collision enter 2D, collision 2D other. Yeah. I'll just take that log because let's save some time. What's the other bit? Destroy. Game object, which is this object. So this will apply to the projectile itself. So whenever this hits something, we will destroy this currently. So there's no hitting any other anything else at the moment. That's just it. Hide inherited member component rigid body 2D. What's that? So we've got an error. Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. Projectile.rigid body 2D hides inherited member component.rigid body 2D. Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. Let's head back. I may have spelled something wrong here. Well, 1, let's make that lowercase. And let's double check. Rigid body 2D, rigid body 2D. Let's double check what I put. Still same stuff here. Okay, so there's a bit of an issue with the naming scheme there, I think. Okay, anywho, right, so our cog bullet here, let's add script. C. I'll go back. What am I doing wrong here? So let's just drag this on. Did that add on? Projectile script. There we go. Right. So let's carry on. Mark that. That's done. And make a prefab out of the projectile. When you put it in the prefab, you can delete the one at the seam because you don't want a projectile by default. Yeah, makes sense. So prefabs. Oops. I've just done with it. Stuck it over here. Do it from here, don't you? There we are. Now I've got the prefab, we can delete that one. Double check, we've got rigid body 2D, gravity scale 0. Yeah, that was fine. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, let's see the next portion. Here we go. Now they have a prefab. Let's do the stuff for the robots. Create a public variable in our room control script that can go projectile prefab. Right, okay. Where was that launch supposed to be? That was all in that projectile thing, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, so we're also going to create a launch function in the Ruby controller. I see. Yeah. Be cool when you instantiate. Right, okay. Okay, I see now. Right, so we want to jump in here to a Ruby controller. So we want... Oh. Ah. I really want to find out how you get rid of this thing. It's super annoying. I don't really care where the references are. Anyway, game object. Projectile. Prefab. Oh, I need to make it public. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we've got the prefab, which is game object, but we also want to instantiate an actual object. Alright, sweet, let's go down here. Void launch. Need to take anything to it? No. Game object, put it down. Can't spell today. Projectile prefab. Then what? Calls instantiate projectile prefab. Rigid body 2D dot position plus vector 2 dot up times by 0.54. Right, let's see what this instantiate takes. If I can. Nope. So vector. No, it was rigid body dot position plus vector 2 dot up times by, and the second part was quaternion dot identity. Can I? Any way for me to see this? Could do with a way to show IntelliSense for all this Unity stuff. I don't know if there's. So obviously have it there. There's a few add-ons I need to get for Visual Studio Code to help me with this. Okay, just spilling drink all down myself. So let's double check this. Prefab. What was it called? Prefab M? Nope. So that's good. Projectile prefab. The position plus the vertitude up times by 0.5. So move slightly up and go to the identity. Projectile equals. So from the game object, get the component called projectile. Which, if we look at this, is there something called projectile? Oh, that's the name of the script. Right, okay. It does not contain a definition for identity. Was it a function? Oh, because it's lowercase. That'd be why. It is a property, it's just got lowercase. Alright, so get the component and then call launch with the look direction of 300. Look direction and the force of 300. Okay. Come on, launch. What's going on with me today? Can't type. And we're gonna do rigid body 2D dot. Oh no, it's just look direction, wasn't it? We've already got that stored for the Ruby direction. And then 300. Put 0F. Alright. Look direction and 300F. And then the animator stuff to that will actually make the animation play. So animator is another object that we've got as part of here. We've got something called animator. One of the, yeah, here we go. Animator. What's it called? Launch? Oh no, it's called launch, not trigger. Yeah, launch 300. Get the component called projectile. Yeah, that seems to make sense. Well, that is completed. Instantiate is a Unity function that you haven't seen yet. Creates a copy at the position in the second parameter with a rotation in the third. That's why the quaternion was there. Okay. The object copies your prefab you will place is at the position of your rigid body, but offset it a bit upward so the object is near Ruby's hands, not her feet. Yeah, because that pivot point is right by her feet as well, so that might be why. Okay. It's expressed in Newton units. This value is a good value for your game, but if you want to play with the strength, you can expose a public float variable and use that as the force. Okay, so update function, let's do that. Let's complain about something here. Ah, missing brace. Update, so fixed update. Where did we do all our other input? Here. Okay. So I want to do this. But I want to do this. After all the look direction stuff has happened. Okay. If input dot get key down key code dot C. Is that it? Okay, key down, keycode.c, launch. So, delay. You know what? I'm going to do this at the very, very end. I feel like it's. So after doing all of our movement, we'll now look at doing. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to. No, it's fine. It's self-explanatory that. Do input that key down. Get the input. Yep. So let's go. You'll need to use input class you saw earlier, but this time you'll need to. Yep, so this is what we've just done. Get button down with an axis name like you did for movement and define which button that axis corresponds to in the input setting. Axis. It's weird that like fire is part of an axis. Right, let's see. Is it going to complain? Seems to be happy with it. Out. Oh, it doesn't like that. Oh yeah, because I haven't actually assigned anything for the prefab on Ruby. So Ruby, where's her script? Yeah, projectile prefab doesn't have anything in it. So now we assign the cog bullet, and we should. So if we press C, yeah, system.single force. Reference exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Projectile.launch. Have I applied it to the wrong thing when I do this? So projectile object. Just double check that against the code that was done previously. Projectile object.get component. See, that seems correct to me. Projectile.launch. So we're getting a projectile object, a projectile, the script from the projectile instance by using get component. That seems fine to me. So what is it complaining about? Vector 2 system.single force. Projectile line 23. Direction times force it does not like. Let's have a look at that bit. Direction times force. Vector 2 direction. Rigid body 2D dot add force. Yep, that seems like it should be correct. This might be another one of those issues where the tutorial, the physics system, start to awake and awake is consistently called just. Okay, never mind. Launch. Okay. Show that your launch method in the class project has the public modifier. Okay. Public void launch. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That one's not public, but I think that's fine. Okay, yeah. Launching a cog. Cog, if I press it again, it generates another. Attach the cog prefab. We'll double check these things. So we've got, yes, we have that. But our problem here, object reference not set to an instance. Let's have a little Google. Object reference set to an instance of an object in Unity. One thing in line, something doesn't exist. Okay. Open the prefab. So this definitely has something called projectile, and it's a script. Let's go back to Ruby and Ruby controller. Aha, I bet I didn't save the prefab. Where's the overrides? Save it. Save Ruby there. Cock bullet, yep. So I did the opposite there. I actually oh, I've done it again. Done it whilst Ruby is not selected. Cog bullet, overrides, apply them all. Cog bullet. See if that fixes it. Hopefully. Oh. Oh, here we go. No. Line 23. To add force. Direction. Well, I'm definitely passing in. Look, direction. And 300. This is though look direction does not exist when I get there, which it must do. X, Y. And what's look direction normally? But then, do I set it to anything to begin with? Yeah, 1 and 0. So it's never 0, 0. It's never or uninitialized. It must be initialized. So fix update. We normalize it. Body 2D dot position. Calls launch. Let's try. Do that. Let's try this first. It's just one. Cog bullet clone, which has a projectile on it, so that's not, it can't be the case that it's not on there, because that's the one that's just been created and it has the script on it. Launch. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Projectile.launch. System.signal force. This is baffling me a little. Let's go back to Ruby. Okay, let's stop this. Yeah, public anyway, just to see. No, because it's definitely getting there and it's definitely calling it. So we're going launch from the other method up here. Unless we just take this, let's try this way. Do it in the update like we did, like it says to. Is it gonna run? Nope, same thing. Tell you what we'll do. Client launch. Public void launch. We'll add a little debug. See what happens here. If we give that a go. Yeah, that wasn't clear. Aha, okay. Could it be that the rigid body 2D is not initialized properly in some way? Could that be it? Could that be it? Rigid body 2D. Box collider 2D. Is there something I'm missing here? Gravity scale 0. So I'm using that rigid body 2D by calling add force. What if start never gets called? Start is called before the first frame update. But it's quite possible. I bet it's something to do with this waking stuff. Sleeping mode, never sleep. This looks different. Where's my attach body cog bullet? Yeah, okay. And that looks fine. Let's give that a go. We've got. What did I just do? Just not Just not getting this. I wonder if I had done this. If I do that and get the rigid body there rather than beforehand, rather than in start, should I say? Let's see if that fixes it. If so, I have no idea why that would be the case. Yeah, okay. So for some reason start isn't actually assigning the rigid body 2D. Is that definitely the way it said to do it in this? See my current section 2 regarding awake and start. So changing the use of start to awake. Awake is consistently called just after instantiation, so the game object will start one called until a bit later. So originally 2D and awake, it'll be available during launch. If you set it in start, it may not be. Yeah, and that's exactly what is happening. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll call this awake. Try getting rid of the launch here. And we'll get rid of this because we don't need that now. And then we can actually change back. Oh, we'll start with this first. Let's go with that first. Okay. Cool. So that works. Let's go back to the key, the prefab here, and let's put that start wake like it was previously. See if it still works. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. So yeah, it's the whole thing with start and update, start and awake. The difference between those two, which is a bit of a pain, but hey ho. So that's that bit. What else do we need to change? All right, yeah. So I modified Ruby controller to change to use the vector 2 there. So we actually want to use look direction. So it wasn't that was the issue. Look direction that. And let's go back to this. Back to the scene. So now. Whoa. Oh yeah, because I'm colliding with myself there. Yeah, that makes sense. I assume that will probably be one of the next bits. So we've done that bit. That's complete. That's complete. And that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you should really read the whole thing before you start going and try fixing errors. What a muppet. What a muppet. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, being able to start to be awake. Yeah. Layers and collisions. To group game modes together so they can be filtered. Here is to make a character layer to put your Ruby game object in. And a projectile item to pull your projectiles in. Click on the layers drop down. Go up to 32 different layers. Yeah, I think I've seen this previously in like physics. When I was using NVIDIA's PhysX for one of my game engines back in the day. And it's a very similar thing. You just basically have a mask to say which masks can collide with each other. It's like to simplify it for the physics engine, because it was all running on a GPU, so you can't have a lot of information passed across. So that it seems like a similar system here. So let's do that. Layer manager. Let's have some built-in layers here. Okay. Okay, so layer 8 enter character and layer 9 projectile. Let's do that. So Ruby layer. Cool. How do I go back? Just click Ruby again, I guess. And then let's do that. Okay, so let's go on Ruby's project prefab. Set that to character. Save. And then it was this one. Projectile. Awesome. So now we actually need to do the collision stuff to say which layers can collide. Open edit, project settings, physics 2D, and look to the layer collision matrix. Oh wow. It literally exactly the same as what I used to have to do. Physics 2D. I thought it does actually really narrow down what you can do. Okay, so we want character projectiles. Nope. Projectile character there. Character. Projectiles can't collide with character. Yeah, I think that's correct. You also check the intersection between the character row and the projectile column. Click play. Let's see if this works now. Right, so it was working these ways anyway, right? But now we've got down should work. Yeah, so we're not getting hit. And that will just keep creating them forever and ever. Sweet. To fix the robot and handle how the robot reacts when they are fixed. For now, your projectile just destroys itself on collision, but the goal is to fix those aggressive broken robots with it. Ah, right, okay, I see. So we're not destroying them, we're actually fixing the robots. The update from and test to see if the robot is not broken. Okay, so simulate must be the thing there. Alright, okay, so enemy controller. It is a public bool broken. False. Do a little early return. You know what, I'll stick that on one line. Actually, no, sorry, I don't like that. If we're not broken, then don't bother doing any of this stuff. Cool. Oh, we need a fix method as well. So public void fix. It's okay. Nothing. Okay, broken equals false, and rigid 2D dot simulated is false. So I assume that means it stops colliding with everything, something like that. I assume it'll tell us here. See, just set broken to false and simulate property to the rigid body to false. This removes the rigid body from the physics system simulation, so it won't be taken into account by the system for collision. And the fixed robot won't stop the projectile anymore or be able to hurt the main character. Now all that is left to do is to modify the onCollision2D function from the projectile script. Get an enemy controller from the object a projectile collided with, and if the object gets one, it means you have fixed that enemy. E. Ugh. Yeah, some weird stuff in this, right? I mean, it's an okay tutorial, but like, so we've got E here. It's not a great variable name. I know enemy controller is a bit wordy, but just controller, that would have been fine, I think. Anywho, so projectile. So enemy controller equals other dot game object dot get component. I think this was it. Was that it? Other dot collider dot get component. Okay. I mean, you have to give a guess. I'd rather have a guess at it. So here we go. Collider dot get component. Check that it's not null, and then fix it if it is. It's a public method, so that should work. Fix. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like something in here. What's going on? Well, yeah, it will be. Controller. Finally destroy. Don't think we need this anymore. Yep. It'll stop moving. You can then go against them and won't be damaged. Alright, let's see if that works. Let's go. Right, let's see. Strange. They're not doing any of their normal movement now. So that is weird. Let's have a look at the code. What did I do wrong? The enemy controller. Broken equals false. I'm also concerned that oh yeah, I want it to be broken equals true. Yeah, no, it is. Broken equals true. Why is that being overwritten here? Public. Ooh, broken equals true. So why? No overrides. And yet, yes, I want that one to be broken. I also want you to be broken. I want you to be broken by default. Yeah, okay. Speed. Oh, I've overwritten all these now, haven't I? I don't like that the animation carries on though, it doesn't seem correct. Oh. And now that'll go through him. It shouldn't hurt me when I collide with it now. Concerned about why he didn't collide here. Should defo collide there. I mean, it is annoying actually. Let me move her. It is annoying that I start and it collides with her straight away. Oh. Yeah, so now I can just walk through him. The animation's broken. Let's read on though, because I've had the habit of going back to it and realizing it tells you in the next section. Can't keep on going outside the screen. Yep. Transform dot position dot magnitude. It's not a very clean way of doing it, but it'll probably work for this. It's alright. Transform dot position dot magnitude is more than 1,000. Yeah, save that. So we get to more than 1,000, however far 1,000 is. Still pretty far. Not reached it yet. Maybe we could have made it 500 or something. Did I choose the right thing? Wow. Yeah, that's huge. Let's change that. Let's make that 100. Oh, I've got it paused. So look at one of these. And they're all, yep. Yeah, 1,000 was massive. Where they got that value from? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think a timer would probably have been much better actually. It's only 4 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, it would certainly make it better. Create a new animation clip for the enemy using mixed clockwork fixed. Frames 1, 2, 3, and 4. Robot fixed. Okay. Yeah, let's go with this. See if I can remember how to do this. Animations, animation clips. Mr. Clockwork. Walk up. Walk down. Right, now I need to remember how to do this. Animation. Animation. Take these and I stick them in here. No? Stick them in here. No animated object selected. Can't remember how to do it. That's not good. Samples 4. Why can't I play them? Robot fixed. I'll go to the prefab. Alright, stop. Oh, there he is. That's hilarious. Cool. Create new animation clip with the enemy. Frames 1, 2, 3, and 4. Set the sample to 4. From walking. So we go to our robot. Oh, we're still playing. Oh, we didn't. No, that stayed. That's good. Now we go to the bot. Animator. What does it say? Going from. How do I get out of this? Place layer. Name. Call that walking. Then we do a thing from this to this. Oh. How do we do that? Make transition to that. Create parameter type trigger. Don't forget to disable has exit time. Speed. That doesn't. Is that on the transition? You have to do that? Has exit time? No. Condition. Create parameter type trigger called fixed. You're going to the wrong one. What type is it? Oh no. Get rid of that. parameter, new parameter, trigger, fixed. That is no. And then set it as a condition for the transition. Keep clicking on Visual Studio Code. Add behavior. Nope. Transitions. Is this? Transitions. Yeah, that should do it. I'll give you an option of yes or no. Like, anyway, so that's that bit. Yeah. Set trigger fixed. Yeah. On the robot enemy controller. Fix broken simulated. Set trigger. Sweet. So now go back to the scene and we do this. So we get this guy. Ooh, got him. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Little boogie characters. Alright, okay. Let's crack on. Mark that as complete. I'm surprised how well I actually remembered this animation stuff, to be fair. Check your scripts. I mean, they work. Yeah. Curiosity, where did they put their... Yeah, where did they put in the update here? Did they do it at the end? Yeah, they did it right at the end like I did. That's cool. That is cool. And I bet that is the end, more likely. The summary. Awesome. Woohoo! Completed it. Let's have a quick look at what the next step is. Camera cinema machine. Pretend how your games work with a single screen, so you've used a static camera. Use a unity-packable cinema machine to automatically control your camera without the need for code. Oh, right, okay. How long's this one? That was an hour as well. Wow. For 7 steps. That seems excessive. A lot of setup and things like that, I guess. Twiddling with stuff. Or the graphics. Versus perspective. Okay. Oh, well, this is cool. Yeah, I think it's one of the main things to get next. Anyway, I won't go through that now. So, yeah. I think that was a good one. It's a bit of a shame about missing the animation one. I'll try and not make that mistake again. But it was good. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. See ya.